Hello gamers and thank you for watching. So this will be a short guide for how to defeat all the enemies. I divided them into 3 separate categories. So we have first simple enemies. These come in different shapes and there's really no need to discuss them. They take any type of hit, you do damage with arrows, bombs, light and heavy hits, so really nothing to discuss here. The next category is the special attack ones, so for those you will need to do a certain special attack in order to kill them. One of them is this rock turtle-like creature. Here you need to throw a bomb, this will expose the fragile interior and you shoot it with a bow. A normal hit won't do a damage here. There are also some small creatures kamikaze-like. These you don't need to let them close to you because they will explode and die of course and also take part of your health. In this case it's better to shoot them from a distance with a bow. You also encounter enemies that shoot red energy towards you. They are normally on top of certain things, so here yes, the special attack against them is using a bow. In the same category there's a flying moth, a flying butterfly. You'll encounter them later in the game and they can also be defeated with a bow. It's actually the only way you can hit them. You'll also encounter here enemies that stay up in the tree and they can also be defeated only with a bow. I noticed that if you keep moving they don't throw the arrow in the direction you're moving in, so if you constantly move they won't be able to hit you. They will try to hit you by throwing the arrow or spear in the spot you were when they first threw it, so they don't really anticipate your movement. If you like what you're seeing so far, then please take a 1-second break to like the video and also subscribe in order to support the channel. Another special enemy that we have is the Ghost Spirit. The secret to defeating him is to first use the dash ability, which is block and attack, and this makes him vulnerable, and after that all the hits will inflict damage. I'm also going to add here in the second type of enemies, the enemies that carry a shield. It is better to use a heavy attack on them, this breaks their shield and then it's easy to kill them. The second option would be here to attack them from the sides or from the back, but it seems more difficult to me. The most efficient way was to do heavy attacks and break their shields. You also encounter bigger enemies like the ones from the beginning. These have certain weak spots that you can shoot and deal more damage, but also normal shots take some part of their health. Now the last category are the special bosses. You encounter them mostly at the end of every region, but also along the way. What's common here for all of them is that they all have a weak point that you need to hit in order to deal more damage. Some also take damage from normal light and heavy attacks, but some have special requirements in order to damage them. Let's now discuss each one. So, there is the Corrupt Woodsmith. Here, in order to defeat him, you need to throw a bomb at the rotating rock in the middle of the arena and also shoot it 3 times. This will expose the boss and you can inflict damage afterwards. You will need to repeat this process more times in order to kill him. If you have the Rot Hammer ability, this will deal a lot of damage to him. His attacks are not that hard to dodge, but it depends also on the difficulty level. For the Mask Maker boss, you need first to make sure you avoid all his long range attacks. He has a number of them, but in his case you can use any type of attack to defeat him and there is no need to do something special. Again, defeating him depends on the difficulty level, but the most important fact is to avoid all his attacks because you can do damage with any type of hit. Another similar example is the Vine Knight. Again, he takes damage from any hit and the most important thing here is also to learn his attack and to avoid him. He has weak points which deal a lot of damage if hit. Try using the slow-mo for the bow to better aim these weak spots. Use your rods also and hit him from a distance. I only noticed 2 long range attacks, so it should be easy to defend against him. Another boss which is a bit tricky is the Stone Guardian. He also has weak points, but in order to have them glow, you need to first hit him with a bomb and then they will light up. In this point he is vulnerable and you can shoot the weak points. The bomb also damages him, so against him it's better to use bombs and arrow shots. If you like what you're seeing so far, then please take a 1-second break to like the video and also subscribe in order to support the channel. Another boss that doesn't need special attack is the Warrior in the Warrior Path mission. Here every hit deals damage and you don't need to hit special weak points. Still, he is quite difficult to beat, he dodges certain arrow attacks and his attacks are really powerful. My first mistake was to dodge the attack the moment I saw it, and this is not really okay because he adapts and the attacks follow your next position. The best way to dodge attacks from bosses in general is to do it at the very end, when he's about to hit you. If you manage this, you will be fine and you will kill the warrior boss. Another boss, difficult as well, is the Hunter, which you encounter during the Hunter Pad mission. He dodges arrows attacks and is really hard to hit. Sometimes he lands on the ground and is really powerful. I never managed to hit him while he was on the ground. His attacks are powerful consecutive arrow strikes, both from the ground and from the air. And to avoid the ones from the air, I use the tree for cover. This is actually the best way, the same for the ground ones also. When he is on the ground, use the rot hammer to inflict a lot of damage, and while he's in the air, use the rot infested arrow, but be careful because he manages to dodge some of them. You can hit him when he charges to do a shot, and if you're really close you can also shoot him. Another difficult boss is the Wood Knight. He's the reason I actually first lowered my difficulty level. The secret is to use the rots on him and then hit the weak spots with the arrow, and always learn to dodge his attacks. The last bosses in the game are Corrupt Toshi, which again takes damage from any type of hit. It won't be that hard to kill him, use as many special attacks as possible and learn his attacks and dodge them. The next one you will get in the final part of the game is the Corrupt Rot God. Here first you will have certain areas, red areas, which are vulnerable on his head, wrist, elbow and on the side of his legs. Once you hit this and lower his health, you will enter a last stage of the fight with him. He deals more powerful attacks here and you cannot hit these weak points anymore. The only way to kill him is to wait till he charges for a shot and hit the relics on his back, which shine bright yellow. His attacks cover a wide range, so you need to keep your distance. To protect from the laser beam, you can use your shield, and I had mine fully upgraded. You may also want to jump to avoid some attacks which cause a ripple around him. You also have in the description all the fights I mentioned here and how to get the rots from 3 regions and how to complete those 3 regions. This means finding all the hats, the rots, the spirit guides, etc. So this is the full guide on the enemies. Hope it was helpful, guys. If you find it useful, please like the video, also share it with your friends and subscribe for more similar content because I will be covering more games.